Alrighty, let's get straight to it. We're gonna talk about camel face real quick. Yes, we're gonna talk about camel face. Camel face Harris.
Everyone, it's Kamala Harris. Each day, we are seeing our rights and freedoms under attack, including the right of everyone to be who they are, love who they love, openly and with pride. So, as we fight back against these attacks, let's all remember no one is alone. We are all in this together, and your vote is your power. So please make sure your voice is heard this November and register to vote at vote.gov.
Can I get an amen?
Now on with the show.
And remember, you better vote.
Look at this. This is an abomination, and they're talking about amen. This is an abomination. I'm not even religious, but this is, and I can see the blasphemy in this. This is just, what are we talking about? Look at the deception here.
Each Harris. Hi everyone, it's Kamala Harris. Each day we are seeing our rights and freedoms under attack.
Rights and freedoms under attack by you and your people. How many people? You are the same person who admitted to smoking weed, but still have people in prison for smoking weed to this day that you didn't want to release. People who you were putting behind bars and threatening to put behind bars because their children weren't making it to school. Single mothers, by the way, that you are trying to pull in for your vote. These are the same women that you were threatening to throw in prison if their children had truancy issues. And we're gonna sit here and pretend like the rights and liberties of what the LBGTQPXYZ is being taken away. Is that what we're doing? The LBGTQ team has more rights than any average American at this point. Look at the Olympics, what they've done there. Okay, look at all every time you turn on the television, there's more and more freedoms and rights of just quote unquote straight people in the United States, right? Those are the rights who's been taken away, not the rights of the LGBTQP plus movement. They have more rights than us at this point.
Including the right of everyone to be who they are.
Who said that they couldn't be who they are? Nobody's attacking them. They're attacking the conservative heterosexual male is under attack. That's who's under attack.
Love who they love, openly and with pride. So as
With pride. Pride is a sense of accomplishment or achievement, and you guys are going to turn pride into something that it's not. Steal the definition of pride and turn it into something completely unrelated to what pride actually is. Oh, I'm so proud to have sex with the same sex or whatever it is. Who cares? Just have sex with who you want to have sex with as long as it's consensual, and then go on about your day. We don't need this. This is the sickest stuff that I've seen in a long time.
we fight back against these
And look at her neck here. Look, why is it falling apart like that? Why is it so loose? Why is her neck skin so loose?
attacks, let's all remember no one is alone. We are all in this together, and your vote is your
Disgusting.
power. So please make sure your voice is heard
Look at the neck. Look at that. Why is her neck like that?
this November and register to vote at vote.gov.
Can I get an amen?
Now on with the show.
And remember,
Look at this. Look at this.
you better vote.
I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is what gets y'all vote? This is what gets your vote? This is what gets y'all vote. This is amazing. I mean, this is ridiculous. Absolutely. Absolutely despicable.
Can someone please just give me a valid reason as to why they're voting for Kamala Harris? So far, the only two that I've heard is because she's a woman and she's black.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
See, look at this. You blacks are so stupid sometimes. I mean, really, pretty much all the time, which is exactly why this is how they get your vote, by encouraging stupidity and promoting degeneracy. And we're gonna get to that. But this is what it's come to. You blacks don't get it. You blacks don't get it.
Can someone please just give me a valid reason as to why they're voting for Kamala Harris? So far, the only two that I've heard is because she's a woman and she's black.
That's it. What other qualifications? No, what qualifications does she have? I don't hear anyone talking about her policies. I don't hear anyone talking about the legislation that she's been pushing through for the past 20 years. I just hear she's black and she's a woman, a strong black woman. And she's not even black. She's what you all consider the American black. She is not. She's never claimed to be until now, now that it is popular and beneficial to do so. It's the end thing right now. It's the way that she's going to manipulate getting the black vote, because 90% of black women vote Democratic, which tells you how. I mean, this is very reflective of why black women are viewed the way they are. 90% of you all vote for Democrats without even ever looking into the policy. That shows how easily manipulated and controlled you are, and the lack of substance that you have mentally. If that is how high of a rate you have to in propensity to just blindly vote, okay? There's no, oh, let me check this candidate. Let me check this candidate. Compare it's just, oh, he's Democrat, I'm going to vote. I'm going to check that box. How stupid can we be? That tells that if you are like that, you deserve what you get.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history.
Indian senator, and we're not talking about the what's been changed now from the American Indian to the Native American. We're not talking about those Indians. We're talking about the Indians from India, Brahmin Indians, royalty in India, and her father was Jamaican and Indian, something like this. She was not raised in the way that you all black people were raised, with those same customs. She doesn't have any of that stuff in her. She doesn't believe in the stuff that the black women believe in, but she will pander to them through ignorance and degeneracy, because that's all she thinks about you all black people.
Which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
You could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
Worked so hard. Okay, so what we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes. Yeah.
Indian. Okay? From one Indian to another. These, again, ladies are from India, not the American Indian. This isn't what we're talking about. She doesn't have the same reality or the same customs as we do here. She doesn't have the same experiences growing up. She doesn't believe in what you believe in. But here we are. Here we are.
Okay.
That was not a good professional performance. And then she was everybody's favorite Hindu Indian prosecutor and attorney general. And
Yeah, let's look at this. Look at this. Let's take a peek. Okay. Gonna come here.
senator, and now she becomes black. But she was everybody's favorite Hindu.
Okay. Okay. This is what we're doing. This is y'all girl. This is the black lady in the White House, or the first black woman vice president that you call it. This is so stupid, man. I honestly, I'm getting sick of the way that people have been so lazy and just so easily influenced. This is why, okay? This is why you black people continue to complain, but you get what you get. You get what you get. This is the stuff that you subscribe to. This is the stuff that you are drawn in by. okay, and you attach yourself to, well, guess what? You get what you get. Stop complaining because you all are voting for the people who are against you.
Indian pro
Man,
everybody's favorite Hindu Indian prosecutor and attorney general and senator, and now she becomes black. But, you know, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu.
oh my gosh. Listen, look at what we're doing.
Being black is Professor Harris says he's a senator, and now she becomes black. But, you know, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu.
She's not black at all. I don't know where you guys are getting this. She- The skin folk, like, oh, she has a similar skin tone. What are we talking about? This is so stupid. She all of a sudden she's black. Before it was convenient to do so, she was Indian. And her father, Caucasian and Hindu. What are we talking about?
He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica and had them to work on plantations. Have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica, Irish and Hindu. He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica and had them to work on plantations.
Newsflash. Gee, I mean,
So if mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian, daddy says he's a Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors, how did she get to be black? Birth certificate listed as a Caucasian plantation. So if mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian, daddy says he's a Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors, how did she get to be black? Mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian. Daddy says he's a Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors. How did she get to be black?
From the exact same
answer that. Answer the question. How did she get to be black? Same with Obama, Buck Obama. This, I mean, this is so sick. I was fooled by Obama the first time around, but I was 14, so I couldn't vote. A teenager can be easily manipulated. Okay, I still wish I would have been smart enough to see through it, but I would give myself the benefit of the doubt of being 14. But I would have, they would have got me. But by the time I was 18, I could see that Obama was a fucking plant. He had no business being there. He was lying. He had none of my interest in mind. Not a single one. Not a single thing. But uh, oh my goodness.
people that can't define what a woman is and who say not to judge people based off the color of their skin. Okay, thought we learned our lesson with Obama, but apparently not. Actually terrifying that this is the type of woman
I didn't even know she was going to say that. I promise y'all. I did not know she was going to say that.
Get to be black.
from the exact same people that can't define what a woman is and who say not to judge people based off the color of their skin. Okay, thought we learned our lesson with Obama, but apparently not. Actually terrifying that this is the type of woman that people want as the president of the United States. Really want a woman that's known for using her mouth to get to the positions that she's in.
Which let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest. She's not the only woman that has moved up this way in politics or in other fields as well.
Color of their skin. Okay, thought we learned our lesson with Obama, but apparently not. Actually terrifying that this is the type of woman that people want as the president of the United States. Really want a woman that's known for using her mouth to get to the positions that she's in. And I don't mean public speeches, but apparently not. Actually terrifying that this is the type of woman that people want as the president of the United States. Really want a woman that's known for using her mouth to get to the positions that she's in. And I don't mean public speeches. But then again, based off the morals of the women of the left, Not surprising. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against having a woman president, but I'm not gonna vote for someone just because they've got a cooch. Especially one that is pro-defund the police and open border. Those are the same ones that say that Trump is trying to take down the democracy and you don't even realize what's happening in front of your own eyes. You now have a candidate that you did not vote for. This has never happened before. All you are is a puppet in their game. I thank you for your service of being a little social justice warrior for the past 4 years, but we don't want that anymore. You want a woman president so bad? I'm sure that it's not one that's gonna be a complete embarrassment to our country. When push comes to shove, it's not gonna matter what's in her pants or the color of her skin. It's time that you start actually using your brain because we can't afford another 4 years of this. Have a good day.
All right,
Oh, trust me, we cannot.
y'all. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're tuning in. I'm grateful to have you here, and we got a doozy today because once again, we're exposing old cackling heels up Harris. Get used to it because as long as the Lord gives me a platform, we're going to keep peeling back the darkness and help to prevent others from sharing how he feels about the vice president.
I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. Professional competence, and she about her.
From being
Listen,
sharing how he feels about the vice president. He dropped some ruthless truth bombs.
But I gotta ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of
Interesting. Interesting.
Some ruthless truth bombs.
But I gotta ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of
But I gotta ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. I was out in California for 50.
What'd he say?
I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline.
Hiking up her hemline, okay? Y'all know what that is. Pay for play. Okay? She's giving it up to move up the rankings. I mean, sucking her way to the top, all that other stuff. She's done it. She's done it.
And when she needed influence rather than researching.
That is another form of systematic incompetence. Okay? Systematic incompetence.
I was out in California for 15 years doing my show when she was at her peak, and she had a reputation amongst the trial lawyers of being lazy. She just hike her skirt up and try to flirt, and she wasn't that good in the courtroom, if not pretty bad in the courtroom. So I'm not surprised at what she does. She's 60 years old, and I think listening to her word salad and the way she talks, I think she's got early onset dementia and also some problems with menopausal complications. That's that, you see, today is going to be tomorrow, so since it's going to be tomorrow, today we have tomorrow, which is why we are now.
Whoa.
She's 60 years old, and I think listening to her word salad and the way she talks, I think she's got early onset dementia and also some problems with menopausal.
Yeah. And does anybody notice that she was 60 years old this whole time? No?
Complications. That's that, you see, today is going to be tomorrow, so since it's going to be tomorrow, today we have tomorrow, which is why we are now. Like, what did you say?
Right.
They have something in mind, but they cannot cognate getting all the way through it, which is why she's famous for this word salad garbage, and she doesn't make a bit of sense.
Nor does Joe. Right? Look at this.
The one thing Kamala Harris has always been: fearless.
Yes, she is not afraid to get on them knees to get the job done. She is fearless.
The one thing Kamala Harris has always been: fearless. As a prosecutor, she put murderers and abusers behind bars.
She also put weed smokers behind bars, and she was a weed smoker. Interesting.
As California's Attorney General, She went after the big banks and won $20 billion for homeowners.
She also went after single moms who were having trouble getting their children to school because they were working to make ends meet allegedly. But instead of finding ways to get the children to school, they just threatened these single mothers with prison time.
And as vice president, she took on the big drug companies.
As vice president, she had the lowest rating of any vice president ever. And here we are. The same people who were incompetent enough to notice Joe's incompetence when we all were telling you that this guy can't even get through a sentence correctly. These same people who were backing up Joe Biden could not see that the end was there. The end was already had passed. These are the same people now telling you to vote for Camel Face Harris. You guys couldn't even see that Joe didn't have it in him, but now you want us to take your word that Camel Face Harris does? I mean, this is so sick. We have to stop it, y'all. We got to stop this shit. We got to.
To tell someone who they are, how they identify.
Hold on.
As a person of color, as a black woman who is in.
Now listen, she's about to try to defend the fact that people are coming to reality and realizing, wait, Camel Face Harris is not a American black woman, is not a black woman, is not what would be considered as a black woman. And people are pointing this out. And here she goes.
As a person of color, as a black woman who is in this position that is standing before you,
a position that you have gotten by DEI.
At this podium, behind this lectern, what he just said, what you just read out to me, is repulsive, it's insulting, and, you know, no one has any right to tell someone who they are, how they identify. That is no one's right.
Okay, so I identify as a white male. So don't tell me that I'm not, all right? I don't want anybody to tell me that I'm not.
It is someone's own decisions. It is.
Although her parents, okay, we've seen that she self-identified earlier as an Indian from India, the first Indian senator, whatever the hell. She identified as Indian earlier. Now she's black. Okay, so this is a lucid identity. You can be whatever you want whenever you want, and you can change when you feel like it. So while I'm making this video, okay, remember, I am a white man, and after I make this video, I still expect to be identified as such. Okay, you better not tell me otherwise.
Someone's own decisions. It is. I'll add this. Only she can speak to her experience. Only she can speak to what it's like.
What it's like to switch from Indian to black woman? Tell me, what is it like?
She's the only person that can do that.
She's the only person that I know who's gotten away with that. I mean, we're talking about just a couple years ago, she's the first Indian. Now she's black.
And I think it's insulting for anybody. It doesn't matter if it's a former leader, a former president. It is insulting. And we have to she is the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. We have to put some respect on her name.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Because again, she's rated the worst vice president in the history of time. And again,
the United States, Kamala Harris. We have to put she is the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. We have to put it is insulting.
It's insulting that you all would think, okay? It's insulting that you all would think that Camel Face Harris is a viable candidate and that you could then invite Meg the Stallion, okay? And Camel Face Harris, that you could actually do something this degenerate and expect. I mean, look at this.
This is not an ad for basketball.
This is insulting. Okay? This is insulting. And so you blacks, you should feel insulted by this. This is supposed to be the nation the nation's opportunity to get the new candidate introduced to them in a respectful, formidable way, a formal and formidable fashion. This is what this is supposed to be, and turn into a. Look at this. This is to get the black vote. This is in Atlanta, a cesspool. This is what's going on. The Democratic cities are by far the most dangerous, destructive, stagnant cities in the country. They're the cities, the Democratic cities. Those are the most dangerous cities on the country, in the country. Look at this. I don't, honestly, I don't even know Meg Thee Stallion like that. Um, I'm just being real. I didn't know that this is what she looked like, but I'm telling you now, stay away from her. Look at this. This is what we're doing. A presidential. This is supposed to be presidential. Okay? This is supposed to be presidential. This is the way your president brings in the candidacy. This is how they bring in their candidacy. And just shows you how degenerate they view you as. In order for us to connect to black people, we're going to bring in degenerates and put on a spectacle of degeneracy and filth. Because that is what black people are. That's what they represent. That's what they're about. That's what they connect to. That's what they identify with. That is what black people identify with. Generational degeneracy. Generational degeneracy is what blacks identify with. So if we can come in and promote degeneracy and filth and garbage, then we can get their vote because that's how stupid they are. That's what they think of you all. Okay? That's what they think of you all. That this is how stupid you all are, is that we can do stuff like this to get your vote. Okay? This is what they think of you. With vulgar performance. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. I don't even want to make this video too much longer, but I might have to come back because I'm not done here. I'm not done here, actually. This is going to be the end of this video, but I'm not done here. We're coming back to camel face. There's so many things that we haven't even got to. So, a man's eye review. On that note, we through. Until the next video, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you have things that you want me to break down or react to, go ahead and put it in the comments. Hit the subscriptions once again, and I'll see y'all on the next one.